show you today is how to take a document, just a plain Word document that's got your quiz questions in it. So here we've got quiz number 4. You can see here I've got questions. We're going to take quiz number 4 and we're going to turn it into a document that Moodle can read so that we can just import this directly into Moodle. So you can see here I've got some auto formatting stuff. What we're going to do is we're going to take out any of these headings. We're also going to take out any of the auto numbering. We don't want anything to be numbered or anything like that. So we're going to make it as simple as possible for Moodle to be able to read this. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add in numbered options here. We also want to make sure we fix the spacing. So we'll make sure there's no additional spacing. Like I said, we just want the format to be as simple as possible. Okay. So we want to add in here A, true, and B, false. Now, for whatever reason, this bit of auto formatting and the import will be fine. It's just if we number the questions, it's going to throw it off. So then we're going to want to do answer. This apparently needs to be in all caps, so we're going to do all caps there, and then we're going to do answer A, right? Because we were true, and so we want to say that it's the answer is A. Okay. So then from here, you can just take this, copy paste it, and make sure that you delete your answers. So if it's false, you're going to want to copy paste, and then you're going to want to change A to B, right? Because you want to be able to tell it that B is the correct answer. Okay. You're going to do that for all the way down, right? This is pretty straightforward. Here we've got false. So again, we're going to change this to B. Yada yada yada, right? And when we get to multiple choice down here, what we're going to do is we're going to change the formatting for our answers to A, B, C, and D. And we're going to add in that same answer, right? And we're going to say answer, oops, let's put it down one, oh, there we go. So we're going to do answer, we need to make sure that's not auto formatted. There we go. We're going to do answer B, right? Because B is our correct answer. So we're going to do that for all of our multiple choice questions, right? We want to make sure that we have all of them formatted as A, B, C, D. And then under all of them, we want to make sure that we have answer and then whatever the answer is, right? Now I can go through the rest of this and do all of that, but to show you how to import, what we're going to do is we're going to save this not as a Word document. We're going to go up here and do save as save a copy. We're going to get our prompt here. We're going to change the prompt to plaintext.txt, right? And when we click save, there's one additional step here. It's going to give us text encoding, Mac OS, MS-DOS, or other encoding. If we click on other encoding, click on Unicode UTF-8, okay? Save it that way. Then we have a TXT file, okay? And we're going to move over to Chrome, and this was quiz 4, right? You see up here, it's quiz 4. We're going to go to Chrome, and we're going to go to quiz 4. And when you're in your quiz, you'll notice over here you have an option for question bank, okay? So you go to your question bank, you have this option for import. What you're going to want to do, you're going to select Aiken format. Then under general, you're going to want to expand this, and you're going to want to say this is for quiz 4. And you notice here that for quiz 1A, 1B, 2, and 3, I've got questions in there already. You may wonder why I separated quiz 1 into A and B. Quiz 1 actually covers 2 chapters, and I want Moodle to be able to pull 5 questions from one of the chapters and 5 questions from the other chapter. So I've got all my chapter 1 in quiz 1A. I've got all my chapter 2 in quiz 1B. And so that way we can pull 5 of the chapter 1 questions, 5 of the chapter 2 questions. Otherwise, if I put all of these into one category, Moodle would just pull 10 questions out of all of them. And you may end up with 10 questions out of chapter 1 and no questions out of chapter 2. That's not quite as balanced as I'd like it to be. So we're going to do quiz 4. we want to import these into quiz 4. And this option here, if you've made any errors in the formatting, it'll just automatically stop the import. So if you're afraid that you maybe messed something up, you can switch this to no. That way it'll import everything except for the errors. And so in our case, since I didn't finish formatting the file, we're going to have some errors, but I just want to show how to do this so you can see how this works. So we're going to go to choose file, and notice here this is our quiz 4. Now we have our quiz 4 Microsoft document, then we've got our quiz 4 plain text. And you can see here in the preview that's given to us, our plain text is exactly that. It's plain text, right? So what we would expect is that these top 4 questions are going to get imported, and then these 2 multiple choice questions are going to get imported, but the rest of it won't actually show up in our quiz bank. So we're going to click open and click upload this file and click import. And we see here parsing questions from the import file, and then error, and we've got all these errors, right? But we've got an importing of 6 questions, which is exactly what we expected. We've got 4 true-false questions, and then we've got 2 multiple choice questions. So we're going to continue, and then once we have all of those imported in, we're going to click Edit Quiz. And let's say that you want to add a random set of questions from that bank. If you just want to add directly whatever questions you imported, you don't want it to randomly select, you can add those here. You can just add the entire question bank, or you can say, I want you to add randomly from quiz 4 a certain number of questions. Well, just for illustration purposes here, I'm going to use quiz 3 since it's got a full set of 20 questions in it. So here's all of our 20 questions. We can say I want 10 quiz questions out of these 20 questions, add random question, and now we have 10 questions pulled from the 20 questions at random, which means each student is likely going to get a different quiz. Our maximum grade is 10 because each quiz question is a 1 point. So we'll make sure that that is saved, and then we go back to our course, and that's all we got to do. We got to do that for each one of our quizzes, and then once you get to the end of the course, since you'll have all of those quiz banks already, if you create a final exam, you can actually select 3 questions from each of the banks or 5 questions from each of the banks, so that way you can get a comprehensive full exam, final exam, or do the same thing for the midterm, that kind of thing. So hope you find that helpful. It's definitely saved me a lot of time.